It's first team, second team, third team, all NBA. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get out of the way so you can see the pictures here, and we got the votes for first, second, and third. But what did hinder the teams is there was a 65 game requirement, so a lot of the top players did not qualify because if they had any type of medium injury, they basically didn't play enough games to qualify for any of the all NBA teams.
Exactly, and I mean that's just so crazy. That's the crazy part about this rule that they just made. This is the second year of the 65 game eligibility, so players like KD, Luca, Kyrie, and Victor won't be able to make it. And then KD
Even
was
though
on.
they all had great seasons, KD was what short by like 3-4 games.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he definitely pissed because those 3-4 games was basically management saying like, nah, just rest another day, you'll be all right. I mean, it's basically what it is. It was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
close.
yeah.
So I mean, that just basically sucks. You basically lost a lot of money out of that, and then you see, with this list, you see all the people here that were basically on the first top part. They were all basically most of them were in the running for the MVP race, also except for Donovan Mitchell, which I am surprised that Donovan Mitchell made it on the first team.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I had to think of a regular season, I really don't think of Donovan Mitchell in the regular season. This past playoffs, yeah, he went off this past
No,
playoff.
but he had a good regular season,
You think so?
and Cleveland was the first seed, the number one seed in the East. They almost had a season like OKC, where they had a lot of way more wins than pretty much the rest of the field. They
I
even had more wins than the Celtics,
true,
given their roster.
true. I give you that, but at the same time, look if you
I
look.
don't like the position list. That's honestly the main thing that I hate
Uh huh.
is how like they have like you look at the second team, they got 2 point guards, a shooting guard, a small forward, and a power forward.
Uh huh.
So there's really no center even on the second team. They do positionless. I feel like that they should still follow position. So like for me, I would actually had Shea on first team, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I would have had Anthony Edwards.
Or Shangoon.
No, no, no. I would have had Anthony Edwards over Donovan Mitchell. But I guess Donovan Mitchell, given having probably close stats
And it's
and a
the better team.
way better record,
Yeah.
that they gave him the nod. So I'm actually okay with Donovan at the two being the best shooting guard. At the three, I honestly, I would have probably put LeBron James given his stats. I think LeBron had in the Lakers were around, I think the Celtics were what, two or three, and the Lakers were three.
Uh huh.
And so I would have gone with LeBron at the three, and then I'm perfectly fine with Giannis at the four and Joker at the five. Uh, but you're right. I probably would have had that would have made Carl Anthony Towns be the center on the second team because
Mm-hmm.
even though he's playing power forward in the playoffs in this conference finals, the whole year he started at center.
True. And the whole year he did start at center. And then speaking of LeBron James, this is his 21st consecutive All NBA honors. I mean, it's nobody right now close to him. The closest person to him is 15, and the people that got 15 is like Kobe, Duncan, and Kareem. And then
Yeah,
I mean,
LeBron's the king of longevity. That's
it-
that's for sure.
and then I think Steph Curry's on like his 11th one.
Yeah.
So I mean, by the time he retires, he's probably gonna hit, I would say, 13, maybe 14.
And see, for me, Jalen Brunson had just as good or better a year than Curry. So I
Uh-huh.
would have had, you could make an argument for either one, but I would probably give Jalen the nudge. I would give Jalen the second team point guard, and since Curry's not a two, I would have Curry be the third All NBA team, and I would have Anthony Edwards be the shooting guard, and then I would have Jason Tatum be the small forward,
Uh huh.
and then Big Cat at the center, and then you would have to have who is the next best power forward, and they're not even listed.
Shangoon. Shangoon was the
Shingun
next.
plays center. I don't know if Shingun played enough
It was-
games. He did get injured a few times throughout the year. If
I mean-
we're going off the 65 game rule,
They're saying that the next two people would be him and him. It's only him and Jaren Jackson. Unless you gonna put another.
Jaren Jackson plays power forward. You probably could have put Jaren Jackson at power forward on the second team.
But you know how the Memphis didn't want to pay him more money if he would have made it. If he'd have made it an All NBA team or a
He
defensive
would have
player.
qualified for way more.
Yeah, so he wasn't gonna get that. I mean, center wise, Sabonis is power forward.
No, I think they have him
Allen?
play center. They have him play center with Sacramento. pretty sure they don't have a big next to him. I'm pretty sure he's playing the
I
five.
mean, it could be. Yeah, I mean, you got Sabonis. You could have put him in. You could have been, but the Kings was just so horrible this year. And on top of that, he did get injured too. And
Yeah, I don't know if he qualified.
yeah, and see,
That's why they say like when you look at this list of players, like
oh no,
half of
I
these
got a
dudes,
center.
half of these dudes on these lists are like not top 12 players, but they're making first, second, or third team.
You know, what's funny. The other center would have been the center for the Clippers.
Oh,
The Zubac.
Zubac.
Yep.
Yeah, Zubac.
It'd have been him.
Yeah. Zubac actually had a great year, and he played good in the playoffs, even though the Clippers lost.
Or you know, if AD didn't get hurt and injured, it would have been AD. AD would have been up there. But I mean, with this whole All NBA lineup, I feel like they gotta with the 65 games, they may have to lower it, or they have to like tweak the rules where like injuries don't count. Like some injuries, like we gotta.
No, I think you should have to play a certain amount of games, but given how much they have to play back-to-backs and all of that, I would honestly say 60 games is good. Because you got to play 82. So I think playing 60 out of 82, that's a good you're letting them miss 22 games. That's a fair amount. And it's definitely, I think, it's more than half. It's way more than half. So it's like I think that's a good enough percentage where that's fair. But 65 is tough, especially you get one medium injury and then you can't qualify for any NBA teams. Even if you average 70 points a game, you can't qualify.
True, and I'm surprised that Kay Cunningham was on the third team and not the first team. I put Kay Cunningham over Jalen Brunson just because I mean it's when you think of the Pistons,
you could make that argument. Pistons were not picked to make the playoffs, and he had them have home court.
Exactly. He had them having home court. I mean, Jalen Brunson got a star-studded team. He got he got Towns on the team. He got OG on the team, and he got Mikal on the team. So I mean, you gotta think about that. And then, yeah, Donovan Mitchell is good, but Donovan Mitchell got a squad on the team.
I think right now in the NBA there is a lack of talent at the shooting guard position. Really, if you think about it, who's the best shooting guard in the league? It might be Donovan Mitchell.
Ant?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are the two best shooting guards in the league. I personally would pick Ant over Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
But, Donovan's had a few solid years, and he's done, even though he hasn't gone that far in the playoffs. I think he did make a conference finals once in Utah. But, that he's drawn some huge games in the playoffs. But Anthony has too. He's taking out some legends.
I mean,
I'm going with Anthony Edwards.
Only other,
and it's like Halliburton. If you're going off of point guards, there's no way Halliburton makes any team.
You think so?
No, because I'm saying Curry should be point guard, so Curry should be third team.
Yeah, I give you that.
You can make the argument. I would be fine with Curry being second team and Brunson being third team.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Halliburton shouldn't be any team. Like I actually want them to go by like what position you play. What position you play the largest percentage of time. Because I know a lot of guys play 2, sometimes 3 positions. But like, what are you playing the most percentage of? That's your position.
Yeah, I said it. I said the same thing. Whatever position you playing the most, that'll be your position. But y'all comment down below how y'all rating the All NBA.
Oh, I was gonna ask you real quick. When it comes to the Warriors, do you say that Curry's the one and Podziemski's the 2, or do you actually think that kind of Podziemski is the point and Curry's really more of a 2 on Golden State? Because if you think about it, he doesn't really bring the ball up the court. I mean, he's always been listed as a point guard because he's the shortest guy on his team. But if you actually think more of his playing style, seems like Draymond and Podziemski this year. But usually like Draymond or Andre Iguodala or even Sean Livingston, a lot of the other guys are actually doing the ball handling, and Curry's just running around.
Yeah, I feel like that. Podziemski's a
point.
He's playing the 2, but he's the point because you really only see him standing on the corner getting the shot. But it is times he brings the ball up, him or Draymond, and then Jimmy's trying to set screens.
Yeah, it seems like Podziemski and Draymond are the 2 main ball handlers, and then Jimmy does a little bit, and they're basically looking for Curry running around.
Yep.
And it's crazy because Curry's really small, and for him to he always be listed at point, but really if you look at style of play, he's really more kind of has a career of a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Iverson. super small, but was really more of a shooting than a point. He never had assists like that because Curry's really never been that great at assists. But any final words on this?
Man, LeBron James the GOAT. Comment down below how y'all
He's
feel
not
about
Michael Jordan.
horrible. Y'all comment down below how y'all feel about the NBA All Star NBA